Happy fall, everybody. I'm going to take a little bit of a different approach this month. So welcome to the September garden tour at Joy of the Garden and Home. It's going to be a little bit of a before and after. It's fall season, so even before fall, I've been trying to trim some of the excess weeds and just doing some general pruning for the winter months. Yeah, this weekend was a big push to get a few spaces done, particularly because they were getting out of hand and I was getting sick and tired of looking at them. So here we go. With the front porch, we have a lot of stuff and furniture and soil and pots that we need to get out of here because the space is going to be repurposed. Sun gold has been just going off, even though I'd already done a little bit of trimming on it. Still needs a new one. So it's going to get pruned down, as well as what I thought was going to be honey drop. It is not. It's very mealy, so it's something else that the animals must have dropped here and planted. So here it is, all trimmed down. Still has a lot of good production coming up. So still some green fruits. Here's some that you can see, and I cut off this end, hopefully giving this enough time to ripen. And I totally took out the honey drop. Still plenty of not honey drop. So here's a fruit cluster and a cut off stem, and that's throughout. I'm not really sure how many plants grew up here. There's at least 2, could be more, but it definitely vined out, so there's a lot of suckers that formed its own. But I mean, the fruit isn't bad, but it's not what I was hoping for. So now you can see the whole porch again, except for there. And all the furniture and crap have been consolidated, and I threw out some stuff. This area didn't really get anything done to it. I still have to really get to harvesting the basil here, but otherwise just picking fruits out of here. Yeah, we haven't done anything other than watering here and there. The chia is still not giving us any flowers. The feverfew though has pretty sure I only planted 1 plant in here, and now I have already several plants, so it's already grown quite a bit since I put it in this spring. So I can see why it is invasive for some people. So whatever green this is, assuming it's colored, it comes back, it goes away. Caterpillars still bugging it. We got seeding brassicas or mustards, not sure anymore what's what. Very green and healthy. Mystery plant, very green and healthy foxglove. These look like foxglove, even though that's not what I planted here. There's the foxglove over there looking good. The chia looking good. I still haven't harvested. That will probably be the next video. I gotta harvest that hunk of rutabaga. I don't know how long it is before it's not good anymore. And then this pretty good sized radish there. Nothing's been done over here. We're coming to the end of the road for the sweet potatoes. See a lot of dying back. The nights have been chilly. Not below 40 that I know of, but still cold enough that they don't like it. Yeah, the Dvorsky rice, like these are empty. The leftovers have empty husks, but the long grain still looks like it has a ways to go. So we might still get it. We might not. The long grain over there still holding on. Rice is looking good. While we're back here, unfortunately, this pawpaw, I think, no wait, this pawpaw had some root damage. There was something that dug under there, and I think that set it back. It has some new growth coming in, so it might still survive, but that's iffy there. This one is doing much better ish. It's definitely got some kind of fungal damage, but as a whole, it's done well over the summer. There's another one that's doing okay. These rhubarbs I transplanted here, they've taken fine to this space, and they should come back later on in the coming years. So here's a wild area that has some sweet potatoes, some volunteers, cherry tomatoes, an eggplant. So this isn't going to do anything. This just came up very recently. But we've gotten a little bit of fruit from the cherries. Oh, here's some. And we'll have to see later on how the sweet potato go. It should be a little bit warmer here next to the house versus the containers over there. Time will tell. That's also clay, complete clay and crab soil. So I don't know how sweet potatoes would have liked that. Some more volunteer cherry tomatoes we've gotten out of. This lately planted zucchini is giving us fruit, but I don't know if it's enough time for that to come through. It's already suffering from mildew, and it'll be nice if we just get one fruit out of that. That was planted early August. The carrots that have made it are doing okay. I should probably reseed yet again. This, I assume, this dill is doing well. I mean, yeah. And I had to cut up bok choy that I planted to see if anything would come up. This, I believe, is the red acre cabbage, completely nibbled off. It might still come back. Brassicas are super hardy. And then the nasaki, I took the leaves that were very damaged. I killed some caterpillars. So we'll see how these do in the future. Now here's another area that I did clean up. There's just a lot of overgrowth. Volunteer cherry tomato has been cleaned out of here. And now all we have are these mishmash onions, mostly ones that came from the grocery store and was thrown in the compost, and then the compost started growing. So I replanted them in here, and it'll make for scallions or green onions, whatever we need something like that for. The green stalk, oh, the rosemary, I gave it another haircut. So I've dried that up along with some celery. The green stalk now, pretty much as is. There were a couple of really warm days that I forgot, and whatever greens were growing did not make it. So we'll have to reseed that again. This minuet, I think, something like that. Parsley is looking really healthy. It's very mild. That parsley is very mild. The greens are doing well. I've gotten a few strawberries from here. This needs to be worked on in another month or so. It needs to be thinned out because it has completely filled up the tower. So I will use the other towers to fill in. The couple of celeries here I haven't touched, but they're healthy. They're all right. And yeah, not much. I mean, like there's one, two, yeah, maybe two of the beets that I planted have taken and hasn't been accosted. Now, if you look closely, you see this right here, very sharp, edgy. This is the, when you have the saran wrap, the cutting edge, that's what this is. I have those two, and it seems to be working because there has not been any slug damage on these. This has been here at least a week. So that might be the ticket for slugs. Now I've let this really go out of control with the weeds. And luckily these weeds, these grasses really are not that hard. They come off real easy. They're surface rooters, but they take over pretty quick if you let them. But here now is the after. You can see zinnia is still giving nice flowers even though the leaves look really terrible. The flowers still look good. The artichoke that never will because I don't know. There's still ants down there, but not aphidy like I had in the past years. And it's a different kind of ant. It's like a reddish body. That's different from most ants we have. And the other zinnia and the lantana is looking beautiful. We'll pan over here to the melons I've left alone. We did get a couple of fruits, but as you can see, this one did not take all the way through. And this one looks questionable. It's looking brownish. I don't know if there's enough vigor in the plant itself to keep this going. The bee balm has lived up to its name. Normally at the beginning of the day, it is covered in these bumblebees. There's still a few stragglers here at the end of the day getting their fill. And I see some kind of moth in there. More sad looking zinnias. I see a bug in there with beautiful flowers. There's our brand new fig. Sunchokes starting to flower, so that would be nice. They'll be on a goldenrod. This bed has done well and not well. The brassicas are getting nibbled in. They'll be fine. I threw more turnips in there. It looks like they're taking, and nothing's bothered them so far. We shall see. Now, there's been movement. I wouldn't say progress. There's been movement in this area, so we may or may not. We're trying to get a plan for the shed. So here we are again. We've been here before. Here we are again. Here's an area I sort of cleared. I harvested the celery finally. I blanched and froze, but I left the roots because I was told and I knew already that they'll come back. So they're coming back. That's awesome. Now, as far as the leeks are concerned, a lot of them went to flower early on, so they're pretty much useless. I'll try salvage later on in the season anything that hasn't gone to flower and eat that, but for now, doesn't look so good. Over here, more crazy growth on the sunchokes. It just keeps going and going. It's crazy. But yeah, it's alive and doing well. Can't imagine what the tubers look like down there. The grape is looking sickly, but it's alive, so it'll be fine. We've already harvested the blue hubbard, so nothing hanging over us there. We're just waiting for this honey nut to harvest. I could technically harvest it, but I'll just leave it there. And that acorn squash has been sitting there for a while. Some bedraggled brassicas. This Moroccan squash still feels soft, still leaving an indent for my fingers, but the plant looks healthy still, so I'm not worried about that continuing to go. I think I'm done completely on the cucumbers. Those two hanging on there are just, I'm sure they're already got giant seeds in them. So those will go to the chickens when I'm ready to give it to them. Yeah, last time you may have seen me growing some more carrots here, but it looks like they've got taken out and the weeds have taken over yet again. We've got some growth on the peas and a few more seeds came up and didn't get eaten, but not nearly enough as I'd hoped for. The ginger over here, this one should yield. Show you, it's starting to regrow down there. But this plant has been out here for quite some time, so it should yield something. This one was only put out more recently, so that one will need more time. If I can get it to go till next year, that would be great. Now I think I need to trim this more all the way to the ground, take these stalks out. This is the foxglove, and just leave leave the greens on the bottom, and maybe I think it'll flower again and again, right? And some snapdragons over here. Nope, this is one of the areas I did not weed. I may have pulled a weed or two, but not really. This is looking good. This rutabaga is coming up. The Brussels sprouts that I planted in here have not. The rest of the plants in here are completely stunted. This is a very hot space. The soil is not great, so they've struggled. The fennel, though, continuing to grow, not giving up, and I have been trying to water this more consciously. This bed with the beautiful curly parsley, still doing well. I hope this overwinters because this is fantastic. Oh my goodness. Yeah, mishmash on the greens here. We've got Brussels sprouts, we've got collards, we got kohlrabi. I mean rutabaga, not collards. Rutabaga. This bed I've seeded several times with spinach, but with the heat that we still keep getting, I keep losing them. So I'm gonna give it a little bit longer and then seed some more. And the cherry tomatoes here continue to be delicious. Oh, the pepper. This bell pepper is finally giving me more fruit here at the end of the season. So I will get another couple of bell peppers here before this is done. The shishito still here. I will be trying to save these over winter and hopefully next year have that plant all ready to go. Now those warm spells we have finally paid off for something, and we have color on our peppers. It has been green for so very long, but now we're finally getting our jalapenos color and our banana, sweet banana, and even some color on our poblanos. Look at this one. Look how red that is. It's beautiful. So we'll do a harvest very soon on these, along with some of the dried beans. I have not been successful with harvesting green beans. It's not part of our daily diet, so it's not something I have been super conscious of, but they do exist. This should be the Maxibel haricot, and this is a good fruiter. Whereas the lima beans, I don't know what went wrong, but it absolutely gave nothing. The navy beans, fantastic, plenty of dry pods already ready to go. I missed the boat on the edamames, but I can save seeds obviously and plant them again next year. The mung beans are doing fantastic. Cross my fingers that it doesn't rain because that would suck, and it hasn't rained so far, so of course it's going to rain now that I don't want it to rain. Now in here we did a little bit of weeding. This was a very overgrown area and I was already tired and overwhelmed by the end of the day, but we got some stuff cleared. These tomatoes need a little while longer. This one should be ready. This should be German green. So these are technically ready. I'm really waiting for a color on this beefsteak. I can see why they're called that. This one in particular is gigantic, and if it's a cat face, it doesn't look it. So this beefsteak looks like it's just one fruit, but it's absolutely gigantic. The biggest single tomato I have ever grown. Hope it looks like it's gonna blush soon if that isn't it already, but gonna keep that on there as long as I possibly can. Now this is the Dr. White Cheese finally giving us a fruit. I put this red, it was an old air mattress I was using in the compost, but I heard from gardening in Canada that red is a good mulch, the color red, which I understand the science behind it. So I put it here hoping to get these fruits to color up a little bit faster. We'll see if that actually works. I need every help, any help I can get. Here's some more of our San Marzanos. Our African marigolds, just fantastic this year. Our alpaca still coming along. Another bean that I have been very poor in collecting, but I will collect seeds instead. Here's the red noodle ones. These already have some dry ones that I can definitely be collecting. I'm leaving the corn stalks in the ground. There's a few cobs still here for the chickens. The okra, I mean, hasn't been super productive, but the few we've gotten off to eat have been fantastic. And it's not done. It's not quite done giving us fruit yet. So there's still a chance. There's still time. The same for the eggplant. The eggplant has produced ridiculously since we've had the cooler spell, but they're not getting any much bigger. But they're so cute. Oh my goodness, there's so many of these little darlings. You saw me clear this area of the buckwheat. Still there, decomposing. Now this specimen of ground cherry came in super late, like a month ago, and it exploded in growth, but I don't think there's enough time for much of the fruit to ripen. The greens in here are doing well. Swiss chards over there, collards here. This is broccolis and 3 Brussels sprouts there. We ate 1 round of the rapini and see how quickly it bolted because of that heat wave. I didn't do much. I've topped off the beds, the blueberry beds, with some compost and some acetone or something like that. But otherwise, I haven't done much over here. I've had to water because we haven't had much water. So I weeded a little bit. That's about it. So on the periphery, the things I forget to talk about. This is an elderberry, and there's another one. It looks like they're different cultivars, but they've struggled this summer. But I've had elderberry before in similar situations, and they bounce back. So I think they're going to be fine. Another plant is the black currant. Now, this didn't taste all that well when I had it in the summer, or spring, I should say, but maybe it'll get better in the future. We shall see. Well, all right, that's pretty much it for this month. If you can't figure out what that's about, well, it's not that hard to figure out. Thanks for watching. Hope you like and subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next video or the next garden tour. Talk to you all again soon. So well, harvest more. Bye.